Thank you for watching our premiere episode of BSTV. I'm Shantaria Marie, and on this episode, I will be talking briefly about the events that transpired after the funeral of Freddie Gray. Freddie Gray was a 25-year-old young man who suffered a fatal spinal cord injury while in the custody of police officers in Baltimore, Maryland. This tragedy has hit the hearts of many citizens around the world and has sparked up quite a few protests. When people come together to support the rights and liberties of others, I call this a helpful solution. But when people come in and steal from businesses or burn them down, I see this as detrimental. A peaceful protest will get far better results, while looting and burning down someone's business only creates losses for the neighborhood, including job losses. I believe we should take a step back and think about our actions before we participate in such destructive behavior. There was a mother whom I believe did the right thing in making her son leave the riot as he was there without her permission, wearing a mask to conceal his face. I applaud this woman. As a single mother, she did the correct thing in keeping her son out of trouble. Instilling empathy within our youth and showing them a peaceful way to bring about change will be better suited for these type of situations. Also, the family of Freddie Gray publicly spoke about how the riot was not what they wanted nor expected to happen. His family suffered the most from his death. It could have helped somewhat if their wishes were respected. When the initial goal of helping someone turns into hurting others, then it is time to reevaluate and change. One of the most effective and simplest solutions would be to require all police officers to have body cameras. Then even the few bad officers will be forced to do the right thing. Thankfully, as the days have passed, there have been many more peaceful protesters who have changed things around. I pray Freddie Gray's family finds peace, as well as the citizens of Baltimore. Now I'd like to talk about a somewhat different topic that might help many of us in general. That topic is inspiring others to step outside of their comfort zone and see other parts of the world. Take road trips, even if only for a couple hours, as this can be refreshing and enriching. We can't just live for the sake of being alive. We must thrive, seek adventure, and achieve our goals. Life isn't as bad as some make it out to be. I say this as a result of my own experience in getting out of my comfort zone and moving across the country. I will also point out that staying in your environment can even become depressing. So get out of your comfort zone, which probably isn't even comfortable anyway. Embrace the beautiful gift of life and see another part of the world, or at least another part of your own country. When a person sticks with what they know, how will they ever learn or grow? Never become so set in your ways that you cannot change. In 2013, my hometown was named the most dangerous city in America. So needless to say, it was a good decision for me to leave and start my life in another part of the country. I felt I was not progressing, stuck in the same cycle and even somewhat depressed. By moving somewhere else with a better environment, I was able to make progress, try new things, meet new people, and finally start achieving some of the goals I wanted to do for years. My health has greatly improved, I found the love of my life, and I'm finally working in a field I've always dreamed of. Now, in my particular case of moving to Las Vegas, there are many other interesting things here. If I were to walk on the Las Vegas Strip right now, I would see a multitude of tourists of all races and nationalities, and I love seeing that. If you are an American citizen, there should be nothing stopping you from seeing other parts of this huge country. Take a road trip, take more vacations, see something new. Life is yours for the taking, so own it. So if you feel like you want to get out of your environment, I have one question for you. What are you waiting for? I hope this inspires some of you to get out of your comfort zone and make a positive change. Next, we have a brief interlude, and when we come back, Edward Southwick will also be discussing some real-world issues and happiness health-related information.
Do you feel the dark cloud hanging over you is never going to leave? Well, there's hope with ProxyLox. ProxyLox is prescribed for those with depression and anxiety. ProxyLox must be taken only twice daily and has a small number of side effects that include, but are not limited to, weird dreams, insomnia, increased appetite, and weight gain, blurred vision, diarrhea, nausea, fatigue, drowsiness,
Small
an
list.
increased chance of suicidal thoughts and actual suicide,
Damn.
loss of sexual desire, and other sexual problems such as erectile dysfunction and decreased orgasm.
Gotta be shitting
These
me.
conditions may become permanent.
What the?
If you experience any of these severe symptoms,
Damn.
notify your
I
doctor
wasn't depressed
right
before.
away.
I'd sure as hell be depressed then. Why the hell would I want to take that? Today, I'd like to talk about a real-life problem, and that is the overuse of prescription drugs in America today. And this is kind of a follow-up on the lighthearted commercial we had earlier. First, I will say that I understand that prescription drugs are sometimes needed for short-term to alleviate certain symptoms, and can be useful. But I believe there is far too much use of these drugs on a long-term basis, and that they are overly prescribed and too easily relied upon. Whenever you're thinking about taking prescription drugs on a long-term basis, you should remember that these drugs are chemicals, which are basically poisonous to the body. So of course they cause negative reactions in the body and have dangerous side effects. They may temporarily seem to make a condition better, but they basically only mask the condition for a time, while causing other dangerous reactions in the body. That's why you always hear all the warnings at the end of the many prescription drug advertisements we see every day on TV. If these drugs really were good for the body, like nutritious foods and pure water, then of course there wouldn't be all of the side effect warnings. One needs to remember that many medical conditions come from bad nutrition and the dangerous ingredients and chemicals that we eat in our processed foods and meats, and even the best pesticides they spray on vegetables and fruits. So the best way to take care of various conditions we might develop or have is to drink pure water and to eat foods close to nature and without pesticides such as organic, and of course getting enough sleep and enough exercise, which really is the only way to cure things on a long-term and sustainable basis, problems such as sugar diabetes, MS, and many other conditions. Even depression will be greatly benefited by just following these three habits of healthy living, which is eating right, getting sufficient sleep, and exercising regularly.
From the Manatee County Fair, Linda Carson, ABC7, Would You Not Eat My Pants? Ah!
At BSTV, each week in this segment, we will give you some information on happiness, which includes improving your health and productivity as well. Next week, we'll talk about how to improve your thinking and attitude, and how even in your current situation you can make yourself feel happier and enjoy more. But today, I'd like to start out by talking about how we can increase our productivity. Many of us just go through each day on autopilot. We just go through the motions, we do the same basic things every day. If we have a job, we go to work, etc. And if we don't have a job, we may end up just sitting around, doing a lot of thinking, watching some TV, and talking on the phone and spending time on our computers or whatever. Most of these activities are unfortunately what I call C activities. We feel like we're busy doing something, but we're not really accomplishing anything that is really going to improve us or our lives. B activities would be activities like paying your bills, cleaning the house, maintenance type things, which may be necessary, but they really aren't going to make a significant improvement in ourselves or our life quality. They just kind of maintain things. So today I want to talk about what I call A activities. These are the activities that will actually make a real difference and improve yourself and your actual quality of life. An A activity could include things like exercise, losing weight, saving money, making important phone calls, taking some courses and improving our education, going out and finally getting that job. Or maybe it's improving a relationship with a family member or friend, which could also make a real difference in your life. Whatever it might be, these are the activities that you need to be concerned about and make sure that you accomplish every day. If we just do B and C activities, time passes. A week passes, a month passes, a year passes, and we really don't have anything to show for it. So I would strongly encourage you from today to make sure to make A activities be your number one priority. Get those things done right away. Each day, as soon as you get up in the morning, do them. Don't just go into autopilot doing little busy things here and there. Get right on those A activities. Make that phone call you need to make. Search for that job. Start your exercise. Go to a class. Make those contacts you need to make. Find out the information you need. Do whatever it is that will make a real difference in your life, so that when you go to sleep tonight, you can look back and know that you have really accomplished something significant that day. So you can say, I did these A activities today, and so my life is better for having done that. And you're going to wake up the next day in a better situation than you were the day before. And in the case of personal improvement things like exercising, losing weight, learning a new skill, etc., you're going to wake up the next day a better, more improved version of yourself. So you can go to sleep with a feeling of accomplishment and a positive outlook on the next day, and have more confidence that you can do more A activities and continue your real progress. You'll be obtaining an actual and better quality of life. So let's concentrate on these A activities, and hopefully you can do a number of these and not postpone them for weeks and months. And next week we'll talk more about this, and also how to do these things with more energy and more joyfully.
Thank you for watching our premiere episode of BSTV. I hope you got some information from this or even smiled a little during this broadcast. If you did, feel free to like, comment, or if you really enjoyed it, click on this little button here in the right-hand corner to subscribe. We hope you enjoyed and will join us next week. Have a good night.